In this video, I will show you how you can calculate the length of a hip roof rafter by using a few math formulas and a framing square. And this video was inspired by another video I made a few weeks ago where I showed you how to figure out a hip roof rafter without any math formulas or a framing square. And I will put a link to that video in a playlist that you should be able to find at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a 20-foot by 20-foot garage here with 4 common roof rafters already cut and assembled. And if you need information on how to figure out a common roof rafter, I will put a link here. And we are working with a 20-foot by 20-foot area. And in my attempt to make it as simple as possible, we are going to be working with a flat surface. And of course, here we can see the common roof rafters here and the exterior wall measurements of 20 foot by 20 foot. Go ahead and take a look at it here. Our common roof rafters will form a cross in the center here of the building. And keep in mind that this is a flat surface that we're working with, not a building. We're going to do all of our calculations off of the floor plan of the building or the building foundation. So let's go ahead and throw in our hip roof rafters, which will be at a 45-degree angle. The common roof rafters will be at a 90-degree angle off of the wall, and the hip roof rafter will be at a 45-degree angle. So again, our hip roof rafters, common rafters, and both the hip and the common rafters. Now let's get rid of the other 3 hip roof rafters and focus on one area or one 10-foot by 10-foot square, or half of the width of the building. Next up, I'd like to explain where some of these numbers come from that we're going to be using in our calculations. And remember, we're still working on the horizontal plane here. We have a 12-inch by 12-inch square, and I'm simply going to move it into the area or connect at the corner of the building. Now, we're going to be working with a 5 and 12 roof pitch, and that means for every 12 inches, in horizontal length, we're going to go up 5 inches vertically. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here because I already made another video on this. I will put a link here to that if you need a little more information about roof pitch ratios that architectural designers use when they are trying to explain to the carpenters what the angle of the roof pitch is actually going to be. And of course, this ratio will work just fine for our common roof rafters and our fill rafters, but it's going to be a little different for our hip, where we will need to use a 17-inch measurement. And of course, this is the measurement diagonally for a 12-inch by 12-inch square. So diagonally at a 45-degree angle, we are going to be going up 17 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically. And again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on how the 17-inch measurement is calculated, but if I do get enough questions in the comment area, I will definitely make another video. Now, to some of you, this might not be necessary, but to others, this might help you make a little more sense out of everything. And in hopes of making a little more sense out of everything, I just simply took 10 1-foot by 1-foot boxes that would represent our 10 feet. And of course, each one of them having the 17-inch measurement in it to provide you with another point of view of how you could calculate the horizontal length, or how this would be figured in increments of 12. In a way to where each one of them would represent a section of the hip. So here we have 50 inches, which would be 5 times 10, or for every one of these units where we have 5, we would have 10 units here. 5 inches, we multiply that together, 10 times 5, we get 50 inches. That's going to be the overall height and the top of the roof for this particular design. And hopefully this helped to make a little more sense out of it. And if it didn't, we will go on to the next step in hopes of making more sense out of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in overall length so we can use the Pythagorean theorem. And again, I won't be going into a lot of detail on that because I already have a video for that, and I will put a link here for that for those of you who need a little more information. And by now, if you haven't figured out, we have a 170-inch long horizontal measurement that would represent our 10 individual units, and of course the overall height of 50 inches. With these two numbers, we're going to be able to figure out this number here. And we can do that by simply squaring and getting the square root of a couple of numbers. So I'm going to take 170 inches and put it in 170, and I'm going to square it. That equals 28,900. And then I'm going to clear it. We can write these numbers down. And then I have 50 inches. 50 times 50 would be the same as squaring it. Clear. Let's go 50 squared, 2,500. We're just multiplying the numbers by themselves. And something else I need to point out is that all of your measurements need to be the same. You can either do this in feet or inches, but we're going to do ours in inches. So that's where we have to take 4'2" and convert it to 50 inches. We're going to use inches and inches, or feet and feet, but not feet and inches. The next step will be to add the two numbers together. 2,500 plus 28,900 equals 31,400. And we're simply just going to get the square root of that number, 177.2. So it's 177 inches because we did all of our calculations in inches. So we need to convert this to feet. And one way to do that would be to divide it by 12. But this could create a kind of a confusing situation because now you have to use this number. This isn't 7 inches. This number actually represents 9.2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do something a little different so that it kind of eliminates some of the confusion. So let's go ahead and clear that, and we will enter 177.2. And I'm simply going to subtract 14 feet. I know it's 14 feet. I'm going to subtract 14 feet in inches, and that's going to be 168 inches. I have 9.2, so I have 14 feet, 9.2 inches. But why is this one here different? Why isn't this 14.92 inches? Well, I will tell you why, because in my model it kind of created a problem here. I measured at an angle and it provided this number. However, if I just simply created a two-dimensional drawing, it produces the exact number that I need. So I just kind of wanted to throw this out there because the difference here is about 1/4 of an inch. And you're going to see where I have a problem with that later on in the video. So keep that in mind, that the model that I'm using might not provide me with the exact results that I'm looking for. And now that we have the number that will represent the length of the hip rafter, we can go ahead and start laying it out. And we're going to do that by starting with the top. So let's break out our trusty framing square. Now that we used our math formula calculations, we're going to need the framing square, and it's going to need to be set at 5 and 17. Again, we're not going to be using the 5 and 12 number. We're going to be using the 5 and 17 layout on our framing square. 5 and 17. 17 lines up with the edge of the rafter. Then the next step will be to make a mark along the edge of the framing square, and then to extend the line, simply grab the framing square and line it up with the other line so that you can draw the rest of the line. And then draw a line at the top, something like this. And then you can either flip the rafter over and finish laying out the other line on the other side, or cut a 45-degree angle on this side and then flip the roof rafter over like this, and then come off of the top line here. You're simply going to come off of this line right here and then set the framing square up so that you can mark the other side of the roof rafter. Again, this is going to be laid out at 5 and 17. Get a better view of it there. And then simply draw a line here so that you can set the saw at 45 degrees, and cut the next side of the top of the roof hip. Another view of it there. So this is flipped over on one side, this is flipped over on the other side. So this is the top of the hip rafter, and this is the top of the hip rafter here. So again, I have it flipped over to cut it, but let's go ahead and flip it back over so everything lines up here and we can continue on with our hip layout adventure. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the hip is going to connect to the common roof rafters, because we're going to need to deduct a little more from our overall length, and that's because the center of the theoretical measurement that we arrived at, in our case it's 177.2 inches, will create too long of a hip rafter if we use it. So we're going to need to figure out the distance here from the center to either this point or this point. And if you remember, we drew a line across here on our hip, on the hip that we're laying out. So we're going to go ahead and use this line here as a reference point. But in order to do that, we're going to need to find the distance here either at an angle that would represent the top of the hip, or horizontally that would represent the flat surface. So let's go ahead and take a look at the flat surface here. So we have the common rafters that connect together, and then the common rafters that connect to those rafters, and then our hip rafter here with a couple of measurements that we need to take a look at. So again, a flat surface, and then the angled section that would represent the 12-inch square, or our 17-inch horizontal line, and our 5-inch vertical line. And as you can see here, the difference between the horizontal line and the angled line is only 1/16 of an inch. That's not really going to be that big of a deal. But either way, we're going to deduct 1 7/8 inches from the theoretical hip measurement to create our final measurement that we can use to lay out the hip rafter. Now let's go ahead and transfer that number to the hip. And again, we're going to start with the line here, or the edge of the cut that we made in the hip rafter, and then take and transfer it to the other side. And you can make a mark at the top, or just simply make a mark so that you can draw this line here either way, just as long as you have this laid out correctly. And again, this is going to be at a 5/17 angle, let's not forget. Now the next step will be to come over to the common rafter and take a look at the measurement that will come off of the corner of the seat cut vertically. This would be vertically level or plumb, and then we're simply going to transfer this measurement to our hip, and then we'll make some adjustments to that also. So not too difficult. These measurements here need to be the same, but can be adjusted later if needed. So let's go ahead and transfer that measurement to the hip rafter. But wait a minute, this isn't 6 3/4. It's a little smaller. Now there is a reason for that, but I'm going to have you finish watching the rest of the video to find out why we deducted 1/8 of an inch. Because when it was all said and done, I believe I had to deduct another 1/8 of an inch. And I think it'll be better to show you instead of explain the reason why I actually did that. So let's go ahead and lay out the line that will represent the section of the hip that will be sitting on top of the framing plates. So let's go ahead and remove the framing square, take a look at our line there. And then, of course, the hip overhang or rafter tail will need to match the common rafters, where we used 2x8s. And then, of course, for our hip, we used a 2x10. It's not uncommon to use one size larger in lumber when you're installing a hip. But again, this could vary due to structural engineering. And of course, if you watch my videos long enough, I am not providing you with structural engineering advice, just showing you how to lay out a hip rafter. And along with that, we're going to need to rip the rafter tail down to match the 2x8s. And after that's done, we can cut everything and we are done with our hip. Have our seat cut, our ripped tail to match the common rafters, and a complete hip roof rafter ready to be positioned into the framing. And for those of you wondering just what in the heck this is a geometric shape with 4 even flat surfaces that intersect into 4 angles that would represent our hip perfectly. Now, this isn't something you're going to see in very many programs where people are going to be criticizing their own work, but that isn't the case here. I am going to criticize my own work because I get to learn from some of this stuff also. So let's go ahead and start with our first observation, and that would be the fact that this is going to need to be trimmed down so that it planes into the top, like maybe a pyramid would. You can see that this does not create a point unless this area here was shaved down. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom, and this is the area where I was saying I had to remove a little bit more, and this is something you're probably not going to see on a job site. If I just removed 1/8 of an inch off the bottom of this, put this on here, you probably would have never seen it, but that isn't the case with this object here that is pointing out all of our imperfections. And for those of you wondering why this is 3/8 of an inch longer, well, the only thing I can attribute it to is the geometric shape that I showed you where I had 2 different measurements. One that was coming off of the hip measurement at an angle, and the other that was a 2-dimensional shape. And if you remember, these measurements were off about 1/4 of an inch. And that's the only thing I could think of. Feel free to run my numbers through anything you have and share your opinions with me, and I'll be glad to take a look at it, and maybe we both can learn something from this. If not, then I just have to chalk it up to the fact that there is some type of a problem with my program and not the numbers. And since this video is long enough, I'm just simply going to whip through the rest of this thing. You can kind of take a look at how these rafters blend in here. And you can see that they blend in nice on both sides with the shape here. It's a little bit off, not perfect. You can see where these are lining up perfectly. So maybe the hip would have needed to lower maybe another 32nd of an inch, something like that, to get everything to work out perfectly. Our hip in place there. Another view of it there. Lining up, this is straight, remember, on both sides. Everything's nice and flat. And that is the end of our video. I will put a link here to a playlist that you can check out if you're interested in more of these types of videos. And don't forget to visit the website. Go to the roof framing. That would be under the home building tab, and then the framing, and then you would go to roof framing for even more videos about roof framing and different types of roofs that you can build that have a lot of information and a variety of different examples in them to see how some of this stuff gets put together.